All right, welcome back everybody. Well, this week's gonna be just a fun song. This is probably not the most difficult song to play, but this is definite crowd pleasers, and no matter what your sort of level is of ability on guitar, I think you'll enjoy playing this song. This is known by everybody, audiences and guitar players alike. This is Take the Money and Run by the Steve Miller Band. And like I said, probably not the most difficult song to play on guitar, but I really wanted to listen to this closely and understand what were the actual chord voicings that he's using, because there is a little bit of difference, or there's a little bit of variation that he's doing in there. And I don't know, if you're nerdy like me, you sort of want to know how it is on the record. So I'm going to take you through all of that today. So this is the kind of thing that you like and you haven't done so yet, I invite you to click subscribe and ring the bell. The bell lets you know when I drop new content. I do that every single week. All my videos have chapters in them, so you can jump right to the part of the lesson that you want to see and bypass what you don't. And if you're looking for other ways to support the channel, I appreciate that. There's thanks, just like throwing a tip in the tip jar. Or even better, you can join my Patreon page where I've got chord charts and tabs for all the lessons that I do on YouTube, just like this one. Links in the description, so check it out. All right, Take the Money and Run from Steve Miller Band. Okay, so this is probably one of the most stratty sounding strat songs ever. To my ear anyway, sounds that way. So yeah, I think if you want to sound like the record, in my opinion, you probably want to get yourself an S-type guitar or Strat, single coil. Telly will sound great too, but to my ear, I think it's a Strat. Sort of sounds like it's in one of the in-between positions, like the number 2 position where both of these are on, or the number 4 position where both of these are on. I think both of those you'd sound great. All the links I've got details in the description of my signal chain. I'm just boosting a little EQ. I'm going straight into my 4x10 super reverb, and the only other thing that's sort of unique here is for this guitar, and if you have a Strat that for not a whole lot of money, you can modify the Strat, and if you're into doing that, there's a mod that I love. It's where I've got it set as a push-pull on my volume knob, and when you pull it, what that does is it activates the bridge pickup, no matter what switch position your switch is at. So where that comes in handy and is interesting is if you're all the way on the neck position and you have this pulled out, the normal neck position sounds like that. But if you pull it out, you turn on your bridge pickup and it sort of sounds like the middle position of a telly now. Right? Not exactly, but close. And where it also, I think, adds value is when you're on the number 4 position, which is what I'm going to do here today. It adds that trebly sound to this warm sort of in-between position. So again, here's the number 4 position normally. And when you pull it out, it just adds a little bit of treble. So all 3 pickups are actually on with this mod, which, to me, it sounds a lot. To me, it's, for my gear anyway, it sounds the most like the record when I have that on. But if you don't have that, number 4, number 2 position sounds great. Okay. All right, so let's just talk about the chords. So the chords, there's 4 chords in this song. G, F, C, and every once in a while you're gonna sting a B flat. And that's it. Those are all the chords. The only other variation is that C. Sometimes we're gonna do a bar chord C up here. But that's really it. Those 4 chords, G, F, C, B flat. That's it. So, but what voicings is he using? Like, when is he playing what version of the chord? And that's what I'll pay close attention to on this. Okay, so song opens with the little drum intro and it kicks right into your sort of first verse. Now, he's playing bar chords. He's playing bar chord G. And he's sort of leaning on the lower tone strings, although you can hear that going on a little bit too. But I feel like he's very loose with his strumming. Very loose. but I think he's relying and hitting an emphasis more on strings 6 through 4, in my opinion. Like that. Right? So we're at our bar chord G, bar chord F, and our normal first position cowboy chord C. Right? Those are sort of the chords that he's using during the first verse. He does a couple of little flares when he gets to that C that he'll intermix. One of them is you'll pick up your middle finger on the D string and then put it back on the second fret, right? As you're strumming through it. Sort of a hammer-on. So it sort of sounds like this. I'll slow it down. You just sort of play around with it. It doesn't have to be the exact same time on every single one. You're just throwing that in and out when you feel like it is. The other embellishment that he does is he'll kick over from a C to an F. He does that a lot during the chorus parts. And you can go all the way to a C, an F, but it's more like he just hits that, you know. I sort of feel like he's more doing that just on the D string. Like that, right? So that's sort of the main, you know, interplay with those sort of chords. That first verse is just like that. So just playing around with that, goes around 3 times. On the 4th time, you're going to do your first sort of staying up here at the B flat. B flat, F, and then back into it for G, and you're starting on your second verse, okay? All those were bar chords except for the C, right? And, you know, again, very loose right hand, very loose, just strumming through it. Love that. Then he goes to the next verse. It's exactly the same. When you come out of that B flat sting, then we're into our first chorus. And on the first chorus, it's basically the same chords. You're just in the same positions. You're just doing your bar chord G. Go on, take the money and run. Just like the verse. And you end it with your B flat sting. All right, and then you go into your next verse. Everything carries over the exact same. On that next chorus, the second chorus, he does something a little different. Now when he gets to the C, you know, again, the chorus, go on, take the money and run. Now you're going to play a bar chord C. He starts playing it that way, right? Still very straight, but it's just the bar chord. You know, and he does that. Right? But it sounds different, right? Sounds different than, right? You can sort of hear those, the open G difference. So it's more closed off on the bar chord, obviously. So he does those chord shapes during that second chorus. Your sting, and then you're into your guitar solo, which is more like an instrumental on this song. He doesn't play a lot of noodling scales or anything like that. It's, again, just straight up chords, and it's those exact same bar chords, G, F, and bar chord C, that you're just going to keep carrying through during that instrumental section, and you're just aggressively changing the strum is what he's doing. You know, it's sort of like a triplet feel, right? So you come out of that last sting. And on the last one, before you do your staying on the instrumental, you're back to your cowboy C. Nice little touch there, right? It's like that's the key that he's going to do the change. Just great. I love little subtleties like that. And from that point on, it's just sort of repeating the chorus on the way out. And you just keep going. And everyone's going to sing along with you when you're playing this live, right? But that's sort of the chord subtleties that I'm picking up when I'm listening to this song. So that was Take the Money and Run by Steve Miller, and I hope there was something in there that was new for you. If you like what you saw and you haven't done so yet, I invite you to click subscribe. It helps me out, and give it a like. That helps me out too. And ring the bell. That'll let you know when I drop new content, which I'm doing every single week now. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this, and if there's another song you want me to take on and do a similar lesson, let me know what that is too. But until next week, take care, everybody.